Sarah Chen never believed in the paranormal until she found her own voice on a recording she never made. The digital audio file appeared on her laptop desktop on a Tuesday morning, labeled simply Sarah Final WAV. She lived alone, worked from home, and her computer was password protected. Yet there it was, a 47-minute recording that shouldn't exist. The first few minutes were mundane, her own voice crystal clear, discussing grocery lists and weekend plans. But Sarah had no memory of making this recording. The timestamp showed it was created at 3:17 a.m. the previous night, when she was fast asleep. As the recording progressed, her voice began discussing things she'd never spoken aloud. Childhood memories she'd buried, the name of her college roommate who died in a car accident, a tragedy she'd never told anyone about. Her voice spoke with intimate knowledge of her deepest secrets, fears she'd never voiced, dreams she'd never shared. Then, at the 23-minute mark, her recorded voice began having a conversation. "I know you're listening," it said, followed by a pause. Another voice responded, also hers but different somehow, colder. "She doesn't remember us yet. She will," the first voice replied, "when it's time." The two versions of her voice continued their dialogue, discussing the transition and bringing her home. They spoke of a place Sarah had never heard of, Millbrook Psychiatric Hospital. They mentioned dates from the 1980s, decades before she was born. Sarah's hands trembled as she researched the hospital online. It had closed in 1987 after a scandal involving experimental treatments on patients. One patient, mentioned repeatedly in old newspaper articles, was named Sarah Chen, a 34-year-old woman who died during an electroshock therapy session, the same age Sarah was now. In the recording's final minutes, both voices spoke in unison. "The memories are returning. The body remembers, even when the mind forgets. We've been waiting so long to come back." The recording ended with the sound of Sarah's own laughter, but it wasn't her laugh. It was older, broken, tinged with decades of institutional madness. Sarah checked her birth certificate, her adoption papers, anything that could explain the impossible connection. In her adoption file, she found a medical note she'd never seen before. Unusual case. Patient claims to remember previous life as Sarah Chen, deceased 1987. Recommend continued observation. The note was dated 1989, her birth year. As she read, Sarah felt memories that weren't hers flooding back. The cold walls of Millbrook, the straps on the treatment table, the electricity coursing through her brain, the desperate promise she'd made in her final moments. "I'll find a way back. I'll remember." The recording had served its purpose. Sarah Chen was finally home. If this story sent chills down your spine, you're ready for the truly terrifying tales waiting for you. Subscribe to Beyond Wicked Whispers for longer, more immersive horror stories that will haunt your dreams.